Good morning, students. We are learning our lesson Bholi. Okay? And it is a story of a girl who was always suppressed in the family member, in her family itself, by her family members, by her parents even, by her sisters and brothers. And the reason was that she was not good looking. She was very simpleton, means very simple, innocent. And all this is because of her not development, means she was not fully developed because of the attack of smallpox. She became ugly and she fell down from the court, and because of this she might have some head injury, and therefore she remained a simple and an innocent child. No one cared about her in the family. She was always given old and worn out clothes to wear. No one thought of sending her to school. Other brothers and sisters were good looking, and her parents thought that they would get married soon, but they were worried about Sulekha. They did not even call her Sulekha. Everyone called her by the name Bholi. Then, as I told you, that there was an inauguration of the school, as her father himself was a Nambardar and the school was inaugurated by Tehsildar. So he asked her father, Boli's father, to send his child to the school, though in the beginning he was unwilling. That if such a girl would get education, what would happen to her? But her mother suggested her father that it would be good that she would also get rid of her for at least some time. Then she was prepared, she was given a washed dress, her hair were oiled and combed, and then her father went to the school and dropped her there. There she met a teacher who asked her name. She behaved with her so sympathetically, so lovingly, that then she felt a little bit comfortable over there. Otherwise, even the girls in the class were also making fun of her. She even did not know what a school was and what was the education or what was learning or what is teaching. The teacher gave her a book with some pictures in it. She could see some fruits, some means a cow's picture was there, but whatever was written, she did not understand that it is a language. Fine. So then the teacher assured her that after 1 month she would be able to read and write of her own. And she also motivated her by saying that she would be the most educated person in the village and no one would ever laugh at her. Fine. The teacher took the pen. Then years passed. The village became a small town later on. The little primary school became a high school. When the development takes place, everything goes on. Cinema shed was made. Then a cattle ginning mill was made. The mail train began to stop at their railway station. So slowly and gradually, the development in their village also took place. One night after dinner, Ramlal and his wife, they started to talk. Then Shalai means they were actually wanted to get married to her to a man named Vishambar. Okay. Fine. Wife said, yes, certainly. They were surprised. Means there was a proposal came for her from a person named Vishambar for her marriage. Just imagine. So they were discussing that Vishambar was having a big house, a big shop, and that there was a good bank balance with him. And apart from it, he was not asking for any dowry. So should they accept that proposal for Bholi, for Sulekha? But fine, they said, means one of them said, that's right, but he is not that much young, means he was quite an old fellow and almost as the same age of his own, means at he was his own age, means the person whom they were trying to get her married was the person of her father's age. Just imagine what harm they were doing to her. Then even he limped, वो लंगड़ा के भी चलता था. Apart from it, he had children from his first wife and they were also grown up. That was the worry of her father, Boli's father. He was saying, he was asking his wife that Vishambar was having his own family, though he had a good big house, big shop, good bank balance, but his age, the main important factor was his age. And apart from it, he was having children from his first wife as well. So what does it matter? वाइफ ने कहा कि इससे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा 45 और 50 चाहे वो इंसान 45 का हो 50 का हो what does it matter it is not a great age for a man just think the psychology of a mother she was asking that age doesn't matter that they were lucky even she was saying that they were lucky to receive such a proposal that he was accepting. He was ready to accept their daughter, even knowing that she was having poke marks and she was very innocent or we can say simpleton. Despite knowing those facts, he was ready to get married to their daughter. Otherwise, she would remain unmarried all her life. But father was actually a little bit not in favor. He said that what Bholi would say. Then mother said, what would Bholi say? She is like a dumb cow. They themselves were calling her a dumb cow. Just think. Parents were calling their daughter a dumb cow. Ramlal said, maybe you are right. Wife को कहता ठीक है शायद तुम सही कह रही होगी. Then in the corner of the courtyard, Boli lay awake on her coat and listening everything about her marriage, what her parents were talking about her. Okay. She was laying outside. She was listening to their conversation. Then she remained shocked. She was quite shocked when she heard such a conversation of her parents. Bishambar Nath actually was a well-to-do grocer in their village. It was a well-known fair. Then he came with a big party of friends and relation with him for the wedding. Brass band was playing. Band तो बजता ही हर जगह, brass band, and that band was playing a popular song of that time, which was in the films of that time, which was very popular. Fine. Apart from it, the bridegroom seated on the decorated horse. बिशंबर नाथ खुद एक मतलब उससे उसकी परमिशन लेने की, उसकी कंसेंट लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं समझी उन्होंने. She said that she was, means their daughter was a dumb cow, and then Bishambar Nath came to their house to get married. Nothing was asked to her. Okay. So Ramlal was overjoyed at having such a person for his daughter. Such a wealthy, well-known, having a good bank balance. Everything was good except his age. So he enjoyed. He was very much overjoyed with pomp and show, glamour produced by Bishambar Nath. Then he never dreamt that his such a dumb cow daughter would be married to such a rich person of his own village. He was very much satisfied, happy. Okay. What happened then? Bholi's elder sisters who had come for the occasion were envious of her luck. Just think, they were also becoming envious, jealous. उसकी जो elder sisters थी, वो भी jealousy feel कर रही थी अपनी छोटी sister उसके भाग्य से. Just think, what was her fate that she was being married to a person of her father's age. Fine. Then that auspicious moment came and priest said, bring the bride. The bride was invited for the wedding. Bholi was well prepared, means she was naturally in good dress, red silken sari, bridal dress. She was brought to the sacrifice, means that sacred place, not sacrifice place, but for her it was a sacrifice place. So she was brought before the sacred fireplace, जहाँ कुंड बनाया जाता है, हवन कुंड, वहाँ उसे बुलवाया गया. Garland, the bride, one of them, the other relatives, जो बिशंबर के फ्रेंड थे, उसने कहा चलो अब माला पहनाओ. बिशंबर नाथ को उसके फ्रेंड ने कहा, Garland the bride. The bridegroom reflected the garland of yellow marigolds. A woman slipped back the silken veil from the bride's face. Veil means घूंघट. एक औरत ने उसका घूंघट उठाया. बिशंबर took a quick glance. तब देखा उसने, तब तक तो बिशंबर ने देखा ही नहीं था. उसको देखा. The garland remained poised in his hand. हाथ में ही रह गई माला. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face. भोली ने अपना घूंघट फिर से नीचे कर लिया. Then what happened? बिशंबर को उसके फ्रेंड ने पूछा, क्या तुमने इसको पहले नहीं देखा था? विशंबर ने अपने फ्रेंड को बोला, हैव यू सीन हर? देखा तुमने इसको, ये कैसी है? शी हैज पोक्स मार्क्स ऑन हर फेस. विशंबर asked his friend that the bride was having poke marks on her face. Then he said, so what? He himself was not a younger one. Maybe, but if he was to marry her, her father must give him 5,000 rupees. What amount? 5,000 rupees was demanded by Vishambarnath as a dowry. 5,000 rupees were demanded by Vishambarnath when he saw poke marks on Bholi's face, on bride's face. Ramlal went and placed his turban, his honor, at Bishambar's feet. Do not humiliate me so. Take 2,000 rupees. He pleaded before Bishambarnath. Ramlal went to him. Bishop means went to Bishambarnath, pleaded before him. He put his turban and bowed before and requested him to get agree for 2,000 rupees. Okay. He proposed 2,000 rupees. Okay. Then, no, he said that he was not agreed and he needed only 5,000 rupees, otherwise he would leave the place and keep his daughter with himself. Then again he requested to be a little bit more considerate, and if he would go away, if he would go back, means Vishambarnath, if Vishambarnath would go back, what would happen to his daughter and what face he would show in his village? अपने गांव में क्या मुंह दिखाएगा वो? That was his feeling. Then out with 5,000. He remained at his words. Vishambarnath was firm at his decision that he wanted only 5,000 rupees. Tears streaming down his face. Ramlal started crying. He was feeling so humiliated, so insulted. He opened his safe and still he went in, opened his safe and counted his money. He placed the bundle of notes before Vishambarnath. Then there came a triumphant smile on Vishambar's face. Triumphant means जैसे जीत की खुशी, जीत की स्माइल उसके चेहरे पर आ गई. किसके? विशंबरनाथ के. He had gambled and won. उसने तो एक जुआ खेला, चाल चली और जीत गया. What was his win? That he was getting money from Ramlal along with the bride, and that bride was the age of his own daughter. Just imagine. Then he announced to give him the garland. Then he declared that he was ready to garland the bride. Now what happened? Once again, the veil was slipped back from the bride's face, but this time her eyes were not downcast. Okay? उसका घूंघट फिर हटाया गया, but now this time her eyes were not downcast. अब वो नीचे नहीं देख रही थी. See what happened? She was looking up straight at her prospective husband, and in her eyes there was neither anger nor hate, only cold contempt. Now she looked at Vishambar's face, straight into his eyes. अब उसने अपनी आंखें नीचे नहीं की. She was looking straight into his eyes, means Vishambar's eyes. Then now there was no anger. She was not angry. She was not having any hatred for Vishambar. Only there was an cold contempt. एक नफरत की जो फीलिंग थी बस वो उसके दिमाग में दिल में थी. ओके. विशंबर रेज द गार्बलेट. विशंबर ने जैसे ही अपना हाथ ऊपर किया माला पहनाने के लिए, then before he could do so, Bholi's hand struck out like a streak of lightning and garland was flung into the fire. See the confidence that was aroused by the teacher. Fine. She got up and threw away the well. क्या किया भोली ने? She threw away the garland straight into the fireplace. Then streak of lightning means जैसे बिजली की गति से हाथ उसने फेंका. Threw the garland away straight into the fireplace, and then everyone over there was surprised at the bride's behavior. No one could believe the behavior, the act done by Bholi. She said, Pitaji. Now she spoke very clearly in a loud voice. She said, Pitaji. Mother, sisters, all relations and neighbors were startled at her behavior, surprised. They could not believe that this, whom they considered a dumb cow, was behaving like that way. Her brothers, her sisters, her neighbors, her father's friends, the other relatives who came there, everyone was startled and astonished at her behavior. They were unable to understand, they were unable to believe that the girl who used to stammer, now she was speaking so fluently. She said firmly, Pitaji, take back your money. I am not going to marry this man. What did she say? That she was not going to get married to such a man. Okay? Ramlal was thunderstruck. He was surprised, shocked, thunderstruck था. अब उसको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था कि क्या करे. The guest began to whisper, so shameless, so ugly and so shameless. अब रिश्तेदार भी क्या कह रहे हैं? That the girl is so ugly, so shameless. कितनी बेशर्म लड़की है, अगली है फिर भी बेशर्म है. फाइन. इतनी अगली है, इतनी बेशर्म लड़की कि शादी के लिए मना कर रही है. Ramlal again shouted that don't be mad. He still was shouting at her to accept. He was even forcing her to accept this proposal to get married. You want to disgrace your family. Have you some regard to our izzat? वो कह रहा है कि तो हमारी फैमिली की इज्जत की तो परवाह करो. तुम हमारे लिए डिसरिगार्ड ला रही हो, डिसऑनर ला रही हो. You are bringing, you have no right to bring disregard to other family. You are bringing what means he said that she was spoiling their izzat, means their reputation. Bholi said, for the sake of your izzat, I was willing to marry this lame old man. What did she say? कि आपकी इस इज्जत के कारण ही तो मैं इस ओल्ड लेम मैन से शादी करने को तैयार थी. But she was not going to get married to such a mean, greedy and contemptible coward as her husband. What did she say? कि ऐसे coward, ऐसे लालची, greedy और contemptible coward से मैं शादी नहीं कर सकती. ऐसे ऐसा इंसान मेरा हस्बैंड नहीं हो सकता. I want, I want, I want means I will not get married to such a man. Others started whispering that she was such a shameless, idiot girl. Then they thought that she was a dumb cow and now she was a shameless girl. Such a difference was brought about in her attitude. And what was the basic reason? Her education. Bholi turned violently on the old woman. Yes, auntie, you are right. उसने फिर उस ओल्ड वुमन को कहा जो उसको कह रही थी ना कितनी शेमलेस हो. Then she said that she was a dumb cow and now she became a shameless girl. Then she said, yes, she was right. Then she turned violently on the old woman, said, yes, you were right. I was a dumb cow. But that's why you wanted to hand me over to this heartless creature. क्या यही कारण था कि आप मुझे इस heartless creature को सौंपना चाहते थे? So you means she said that all those people considered her as a dumb and dumb cow, stammering fool. But now she was not of that sort. अब वो वैसी लड़की नहीं है. Do you want to hear any more? So Vishambarnath, the grocer, started to go back with his party. So he started to go away from the place. He started to move away. The confused bandsmen, जो बैंड बाजे वाले थे वो भी कंफ्यूज हो गए, उन्होंने भी बाजे बजाने बंद कर दिए. Then Ramlal stood rooted to the ground, his head bowed low with the weight of grief and shame. Now he was feeling much grief-stricken, much ashamed. बैठ गया, अपनी पगड़ी सिर से उतारकर जमीन पर रख दी. बहुत दुखी था. Then the flames of the sacred fire slowly died down. उस fireplace की flames भी अब बुझ गई. Everyone was gone. Ramlal turned to Bholi and said, what about you? No one will ever marry you now. What shall we do with you? रामलाल ने कहा अब तुमसे कौन शादी करेगा? अब हम तुम्हारा क्या करेंगे? But Sulekha said in a calm voice, Pitaji, don't worry about me. And in your old age, I will serve you. आपकी old age में मैं आपकी सेवा करूंगी. And I will teach in the same village school where she had been taught. What did she say? कि जहां मैंने पढ़ाई की मैं भी वहीं पर अब बच्चों को पढ़ाऊंगी. And that was the firm reply from Bholi. And in her smiling face was the light of deep satisfaction. Pay attention to these lines, they are very important. In her smiling eyes was the light of deep satisfaction that an artist feels when contemplating the completion of her masterpiece. Okay? हमने 9th में पढ़ा था लास्ट लीफ में बेरमान ने लास्ट मास्टरपीस बनाया और यहाँ भी उसकी एक मास्टरपीस अपने आप को वो महसूस कर रही थी. उसकी आंखों में ऐसे चमक थी जैसे कोई आर्टिस्ट अपना एक मास्टरपीस बना लेता है. ओके, सो दैट्स ऑल.